Welcome back to RearView TV. This is podcast episode 2, Ancient African Science and Learning, Knowledge Before Colonialism. Knowledge Before Colonialism. This is where we dig deep into the past, not the past they taught you in school, but the past they tried to hide. Today, we travel across centuries of African brilliance, from star maps and iron furnaces to libraries stacked with manuscripts. Because Africa wasn't just surviving before colonization, it was discovering, inventing, studying, building, writing, and learning. So strap in, we're about to show that science, scholarship, genius did not start in Europe, it started much earlier in Africa. Let's jump to the edge of the Sahara, to a city whose name alone sounds like myth, Timbuktu. In the 14th to the 17th centuries, Timbuktu was more than a desert oasis or a gold salt trade stop. It was a global center of learning, with thousands of manuscripts, libraries, universities. Students came from across Africa and beyond to study astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, theology, and history. In the libraries associated with mosques under the golden Sahel sun. These weren't scraps. Some manuscripts date back centuries, containing scientific knowledge, legal treaties, medical texts. Imagine that, while much of Europe was still in medieval darkness, across the Sahara there was light, books, ideas, scholarship thriving like a desert flower refusing to die. Now, let's head east to Ethiopia, to the Aksumite kingdom. These folks carved obelisks, trade across seas, and had their own writing system. Geez, that's right, a script developed independently in Africa, used for liturgy, administration, and literature. Long before colonizers tried to tell the world you didn't have writing, there were scribes, pen on parchment, in cities where Christians and pagans and traders met. Manuscripts, records, stories, African, original, powerful. And this wasn't isolated. Across Africa, there were other localized systems of knowledge, record keeping, oral and written traditions, a tapestry of intellectual life too rich to wipe out with one brush. Let's talk fire, real fire, iron furnaces, smelting, tools, weapons, all crafted in Africa by African hands. Take the Nok culture in what is now Nigeria. Around 1000 BCE to 300 CE, they were melting iron, shaping metal, building their world. But it wasn't just Nok. Across West Africa, sites like Legia, southeast Nigeria, evidence shows iron smelting furnaces dating to 2000 BCE. That's long before many societies now claim as first. Recent research emphasizes that ancient Africans developed these technologies independently: glass production, metal casting, complex furnaces, not as imitators but as innovators. So next time someone says Africa was primitive before colonization, point them to the slag heaps, the furnace remains, the iron tools. The science is in the soil. Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt small? Africans have, and for thousands of years they mapped those stars with accuracy. Take Nabta Playa, deep in the Sahara, a megalithic circle created nearly 7,000 years ago, older than Stonehenge or Giza. Many believe it served as an astronomical observatory. Then there's the Dogon people of Mali, whose oral traditions, some say, encoded knowledge about the star system of Sirius, including a companion star, now known as Sirius B, long before telescopes made it official. African astrometry, seasonal calendars, navigation across desert, river and sea. This was real science, born from observation of nature, passed down through generations, not imported from outside. So what's the point of all this? beyond cool history facts. It matters because stories shape identity. When people imagine Africa, too often they imagine emptiness, underdevelopment, waiting to be discovered. But now you know better. Africa is not the place history stumbled upon. It's a place that built, learned, thought, created, from iron forges to stargazing stones, from libraries to languages. Recognizing that changes everything. It reshapes pride, it reshapes narratives, it says Africa, the motherland, gave the world more than it's credited for. So share this episode, let people know, because history isn't just what's written in the textbooks, it's what we remember, what the people remember, what the people talk of, what we celebrate, what the people celebrate, and what we never let die. That's it for episode 2 of RearView TV. If you're hungry for more, trust me, we've got stacks of stories waiting. Subscribe, share, comment and like my videos. And always remember, ancient doesn't mean backward. Ancient can mean brilliant. Thank you for watching this with Nadia, and I'll see you in episode 3.